It's 6 in the morning. The sky outside looks pale and frozen, and you feel that invisible weight pressing against your body, whispering not yet. You pull the blanket tighter, searching for warmth that isn't really about temperature, it's about energy. But what if this tiredness isn't your fault at all? What if the cold outside has quietly entered your biology, changing the very way your brain feels and your heart beats? Each winter, millions of people around the world notice the same pattern. Energy fades, moods dip, and the smallest tasks suddenly feel heavy. We think we've become lazy, but the truth is far more fascinating. When the light fades, your body begins a secret transformation. Less sunlight means less serotonin, the chemical that lifts your mood and sharpens your mind. The darker the days, the quieter that spark inside you becomes. Meanwhile, your pineal gland starts releasing more melatonin, the hormone of sleep. It tells your body that the day is over, even when it's just noon. So you feel sleepy, slow, and strangely disconnected from yourself. Outside, the cold air tightens blood vessels near your skin to preserve warmth for your vital organs. This small act of survival reduces oxygen flow to your muscles, and suddenly climbing stairs feels like lifting a mountain. Your heartbeat slows, your breathing softens, and your body enters conservation mode. Nature is whispering, move less, rest more, survive the season. But in a world that never slows down, this natural rhythm feels like failure. You scroll longer, sleep later, and wonder why you can't feel that summer motivation anymore. The emotional shift begins subtly. You start declining plans, choosing the comfort of silence over the noise of gatherings. The world outside feels distant, gray, unfamiliar. Psychologists call it seasonal affective disorder, the winter depression that creeps in when sunlight disappears. But it isn't just sadness, it's chemistry, biology, and memory woven together. Your brain is searching for light, your body is craving warmth, and your heart is yearning for connection. That's why you find yourself reaching for carbs, sweets, or heavy meals. Those foods give temporary dopamine bursts, small sparks in the darkness. Yet when they fade, the emptiness grows deeper. In Nordic countries, they know this feeling well. They call it the dark season. For months, the sun barely rises, and yet, the people there have learned a different secret. They don't fight the cold, they dance with it. They fill their homes with candles, gather around fireplaces, and practice what they call hygge, a feeling of warmth born not from heat, but from togetherness. Science supports their tradition. Warmth doesn't just come from temperature, it comes from oxytocin, the hormone of connection, released when we share time, laughter, or a simple meal. The lesson is hidden in their way of living. When nature withdraws its light, human connection becomes our substitute sun. Your body has another story to tell. When you step outside on a cold morning and that chill hits your face, your nervous system jolts awake. The shock of cold triggers a surge of adrenaline, sharpening your focus and increasing your resilience. It's the same mechanism athletes use in ice baths to reduce inflammation and awaken alertness. The body learns to adapt. That means cold, in moderation, can rebuild your strength if you face it intentionally instead of fearing it. Nature never meant the cold to break you, it designed it to strengthen your balance between rest and resilience. Look closely, and winter isn't the season of death, it's the season of stillness. Trees shed their leaves not because they're dying, but because they're preserving life within. Animals hibernate, not out of weakness, but wisdom. The earth pulls its energy inward, storing it for spring. Humans are part of this rhythm, though we often forget. The fatigue, the reflection, the solitude, they are not enemies. They are signs that your body and mind are syncing with nature's ancient design to slow down, repair, and prepare. The problem is, society doesn't honor rest. We're told to hustle, to keep burning, to ignore the winter within us. And that's why so many feel misaligned when the season changes. But you can reclaim that harmony. Start with light. The moment you wake, open your window or step outside. Let natural light touch your eyes for at least 10 minutes. This simple act resets your internal clock, lifts serotonin, and signals your brain that the day has begun. Move your body, even gently. A walk in the crisp air oxygenates your blood, and the rhythmic motion stimulates endorphins, the body's own antidepressant. Eat with intention. Foods rich in vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3s feed your nervous system the raw materials it needs to stay calm and alert. And if the sky stays gray for too long, light therapy lamps mimic sunlight and remind your body what brightness feels like. There's a beauty in winter that goes beyond snow and silence. It teaches you presence. When the world slows, you finally hear your thoughts again. The noise fades, the distractions disappear, and your focus returns inward. For many, that's uncomfortable at first. But in that stillness lies clarity, the kind that only comes when everything else stops moving. It's nature's way of forcing you to listen to yourself. Maybe the lack of energy you feel isn't exhaustion at all. It's your soul asking for stillness after too much noise. The body speaks in whispers, and winter amplifies them. Think of energy not as something you lose, but as something you must protect. When the temperature drops, your cells work harder to keep your core warm. This consumes calories and drains you faster, but it also means your body is actively fighting for balance. Help it by respecting its signals. Sleep earlier, rest when tired, nourish with warm meals and hydration. The rhythm of winter is a cycle of release and renewal. You can't bloom in every season, and you don't have to. The world doesn't expect a flower to blossom in a snowstorm, so why do we expect it from ourselves? Imagine for a moment that cold isn't the enemy but a teacher. It teaches patience, endurance, humility. The cold air strips away excess, it forces honesty. You feel your breath, your heartbeat, your fragility. Yet within that vulnerability is strength, the kind that doesn't shout, but endures quietly. People who live close to nature often describe winter as a time of reflection, not depression. They gather their energy inward, plan, dream, and wait. When spring comes, they emerge renewed, not drained. Maybe that's the lesson hidden inside your fatigue. You're not losing energy, you're transforming it. When you accept the rhythm of the cold, you stop fighting yourself. The darkness outside no longer feels like emptiness but like a cocoon. The silence becomes sacred. The slowness becomes power. You start noticing things again, the sound of your breath, the way your heartbeat feels steady under a blanket, the soft light bouncing off frost on the window. You realize that nature isn't punishing you with winter, it's inviting you to reset, to heal, to rediscover what warmth really means. There's science behind the soul of this too. Cold exposure can boost brown fat activation, which burns energy to create heat, improving metabolism. It can increase dopamine levels by more than 200%, bringing a lasting sense of calm alertness. These are not metaphors, they're measurable reactions. But beyond numbers, there's emotion, the deep satisfaction of adapting, the quiet pride of surviving the storm and finding beauty within it. Winter rewards those who learn to see beyond its surface. So when you wake tomorrow and see frost on the glass, don't curse the cold. Step closer. Breathe it in. Feel how alive it makes you, how crisp your senses become. Let the chill remind you that you're still here, still capable of feeling everything. Let it remind you that energy isn't always fire, it's also the strength to remain steady in the freeze. Sometimes, the most profound renewal happens in the quietest seasons. When you stop resisting, you begin to align with nature's rhythm. Inhale stillness, exhale gratitude. The days will grow longer again, the light will return, and your energy will rise with it. But until then, honor the slowness. Wrap yourself in warmth, both physical and emotional. Connect with people, share laughter, create your own light through kindness and curiosity. Every act of warmth you give becomes a spark against the cold. Winter doesn't take your energy, it teaches you how to use it wisely. It slows you down so you can listen, so you can rebuild without burning out. It's not a pause of weakness, it's a preparation for growth. The trees, the animals, even the earth itself know this rhythm. Now it's your turn to remember it too. And when you feel the heaviness again, those quiet mornings where motivation hides under the covers, whisper to yourself, "This is not the end of my energy, it's the renewal of it." You are not broken, you are recharging. Just like nature, you will rise again with the light. So the next time winter wraps its arms around your world, don't see it as darkness. See it as a gentle invitation to rediscover yourself. The frost, the silence, the slower heartbeat, they're not signs of loss, but of life adjusting. Because every season of cold carries a secret warmth waiting to be found. If this message touched you, share it with someone who feels the chill too. Sometimes all they need is a reminder that even the coldest seasons can bring the brightest peace. Winter isn't stealing your fire, it's teaching you how to protect it, how to carry it inside, and how to let it glow softly through the longest nights.